Hello. It is, July 10th, 2025, and I am here to do my 4-year update. I am incredibly nervous and self-conscious doing this year. I don't know why. I have done this every year, but for some reason this year I'm just and I don't know. I'm just nervous about it. Um, yeah, it has been 4 years since my brain injury. I am currently in Knoxville. I've been here since the middle of June. I don't really know what to say. Can you tell how awkward I am? Yeah, it's been 4 years since the injury, and so I'm here to do my usual yearly update to show what I've been through this year, how things have been ever since the injury, and just give a little recap. And let's see, where do I want to start? I'm so nervous. Okay. What did I do this year? The big thing that's happened is I graduated. I graduated with my master's degree from Columbia in public health. I really didn't know if I was going to finish the program. I really wanted to drop out. I really wanted to quit. One, because I knew that's not what I wanted to do. And I was also just so very tired and burnt out, and I didn't have it in me, but I really wanted to graduate with my friends and have that moment of like taking the pictures and doing the whole thing. And so I stuck it out and I did it. I graduated. I did the whole graduation celebration with my friends. I took the pictures. I had those beautiful and sweet moments. And it was a crazy week of graduation stuff. But it was really fun. And so I am officially a master. My official degree title is a Master of Public Health, in the Socio-Medical Sciences Department with a certificate in Health Policy and Practice. I think that's the whole thing. I think actually my diploma is getting to my dad's today. So that'd be fun to like see it and put it in a little frame. The graduation was really fun and really exciting. It was also really hard to grapple with being a Columbia student and everything the university did with the encampments last year, and then everything they did with like complying to Trump stuff this year. It felt weird. It felt like weird celebrating. It felt weird like wearing the blue, and I took pictures in Central Park, and that felt really icky doing that, and it also felt really icky taking pictures on the stairs and like being on Columbia's campus. And so that's something I had to like come to terms with. Was I don't support the school. I'm not happy with the school. I kind of fucking hate that school. But how like it's a personal accomplishment for me, and separating those two. And it was really hard to separate those two. But I did it, so I have mixed feelings about graduating from Columbia. And yeah, also with graduation, there's a lot of like what happens next, what comes next, like what is my life gonna look like, where am I gonna live, there was a lot of spiraling about what to do next. And I guess I'll get to that later. But this past year, I have really tried my best to pare down my life, to be more intentional, to be more present, to not overbook myself, overdo myself, because this time last year I was so burnt out and so tired. And so I had to really learn how to scale back. I had to learn how to get myself out of survival mode. And so I took the bare minimum amount of classes that I could. I spent a lot of time just doing less, as much as I could, and as much as I could tolerate not being distracted, which I was still distracted a lot. And that helped. It did help. It was better. I was able to do things, which was helpful. And I was able just to kind of sit back and reassess and not be just in panic mode all the time, which was really nice. It was really what I needed. At the beginning of this year, I dyed my hair pink. Maybe I can pull up a picture or not, but most of my hair was pink, and it's all washed out now, and so it's just this like blonde, which I don't hate. I kind of like it. It's a very good summer look. My hair also, I cut it a couple months ago, and it was kind of shorter. It's grown out a little bit, but it was really fun dyeing my hair pink. I always wanted pink hair, and I did it, and I loved it. I hated the upkeep so much, but I loved having the pink hair, and I just got tired of dealing with it. So we're just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I kind of just like this blonde. This is the closest to blonde I will ever get. But a lot of the pink got cut off recently because my hair was like down to here or lower. And a lot of it was pink. And so there's not a whole lot of blonde down in here, just a little bit. It's mostly up in the front sections. But that was really cool to just like do something because I wanted to do it and to not have any rhyme or reason behind it. I've really tried to find happiness in the little things and to be more free and have less control over things and just kind of be silly and be whimsical and whatever those adjectives are. And I think that I did a really good job. I think I've overcorrected to the point where I've avoided any sense of responsibility at all. What else has happened this year? I did a play, which was really fun. It was my first time doing like a real theater show since my injury, and I was really nervous about memorizing lines and doing all of that, but I did really well, and I loved it. It was 12 Angry Jurors. I was juror number 9, and I had so much fun. I loved that whole process. I realized that like being creative is something that I need to do, and is something that I actively need to have in my life. So that was a fun thing to learn. But what's even cooler is we didn't find this out until opening day, but apparently in New York, for something to be considered an off-Broadway production, the size of the theater has to be a certain size, and the theater that we were at qualified. And so technically, I had my off-Broadway debut, and that is so cool to even think about now. Like we were like, oh, that's kind of weird, but that's so fucking cool that I got to like say that I've had an off-Broadway debut. So like that little dream kind of came true, and that was really fun. I loved that experience. Yeah, so where am I at currently? So currently I'm in Knoxville. What happened is I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know where to go, and one thing that I knew I needed to prioritize was rest and time by the sea. And I don't know if it's weird if I look in the camera or whatever. I needed to prioritize rest and time by the sea and taking care of myself and slowing down, because I was really feeling the weight of not doing that. I was really feeling the weight of constantly going and constantly having something to do. There was the 2 years of the injury, and then I started school, and I got so burnt out. And I finished the year, I graduated, but then I was like, I need to take time off. I need to take a break, or else something really awful is going to happen, or else it's going to be so drastic for me and for my body. I needed to slow down. And so I knew that, and I felt that from the beginning, and the thought of like finding a big girl job and doing all that stuff was just too much for me to deal with right after school. And I just would be crying, being like, I just need a break, I just need time by the sea, I just need to heal, I just need to get better. And there was a big debate I had over, does that mean coming back home? Does that mean staying in New York? Like, what does that look like? And the ultimate decision was for me to come here, because there is no time by the sea in New York. I love New York. It is a very special city, but you cannot rest. You cannot be at ease. Your nervous system will not let you. Like, it's just too much. And I decided to come back here, also because I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have all this stuff, and so it just kind of made the most sense for me to come here. Um, I was gonna sign a lease with a friend and have a place to move in August or September, but I couldn't have that internal clock and that timeline of I need to have a job, I need to have these things figured out, so that I can have, again, I can go through my commitment, with this lease. And I just couldn't do that to myself. I couldn't sign up for the next thing without taking a pause and without taking a break. So I am here. Who knows how long? I'm living with Lauren and her boyfriend Eli, and I have just been hanging out, going to the pool. I'm very tan. And I don't really know what happens next. I don't know, because I talked to them about staying for the summer, and I was like, okay, I'll be back in New York by the fall. I don't have faith that that's gonna happen anymore, just because I am still not rested. I have been really frustrated because I was so excited to come and I was so excited to get a break, but what I didn't realize, or what I didn't know, is that my body doesn't know how to take a break. My body doesn't know how to slow down. My body doesn't know how to not be in survival mode. And it takes more than just a weekend in the pool to get it there. And I've been really frustrated with how little progress I've made since being here. Been here for about a month now. And I'm frustrated with that amount of progress, which I feel like is none. I'm frustrated that I don't feel refreshed and that I don't feel better. And I know, like, speaking this, it sounds dumb. This is how I feel. I really thought that I would come and just feel the weight lift off me and, be rested, and then in 3 months or 2 months be able to, like, clock back in and go about my life. But that's not happening. And so there's a lot of readjusting and a lot of, like, I gotta figure out different plans and different things. But, yeah, my body won't shut off. It won't stop. And I guess, I don't know. I keep talking to my dad, and he says that you can't undo 4 years of trauma in a weekend. And I wish that were true, and that sucks, because it feels like I already did the hard thing. I already fought to be healthy. I fought to, for my life and to have my life back, and I did that hard stuff, so why can't I just enjoy it? I have a break. I have this moment to really stop. I'm visioning my hair, but I really have this moment to, like, stop and do it, and I just can't. And so that's been really hard to deal with since being here. And I don't feel rested. I don't feel even remotely ready to start thinking about going back to New York and jobs and apartments. I don't feel ready I just now feel ready to find a job in Knoxville to, like, save money. I'm just now feeling ready for that, and it's been a month. So the idea of, like, a career or something is just it still feels too much. And yeah, I'm not resting during this break, and I feel like I'm failing. I feel like a huge failure. I feel like I'm never gonna rest, and I'm just gonna be caught in this cycle forever. And I'm always gonna be miserable, because I am miserable right now. This is where I start crying. This anniversary was not a good one. This one was not a happy one. This one was not one where I felt empowered by my strength, or I was able to appreciate where I was at and how far I've come. This anniversary came with a lot of grief, and it came with a lot of pain that I don't think I've let myself feel, and that I don't think I've been ready or had the capacity to deal with until now. This anniversary was just a lot of anger for the injury, and a lot of pain for what happened during and after, and a lot of frustration for how hard things are now on the after, and how I feel like I haven't escaped the injury, I haven't escaped what happened, and I'm really frustrated because it's been 4 years, and I feel really stuck in that trauma and in that space. And I think the past couple years, especially moving to New York, I've just been running away from it and distracting from it, and I thought that I was getting better, and I physically was, and I am, but mentally and emotionally I was not. And so that sucks to have that wall hit me now. I really became resentful past couple months of how much of my injury was tied to my identity, and how much of it was my life. And I needed space from it. I still need space from it. I realized very early on that I didn't want to do public health stuff. I didn't want to do brain stuff because I just needed a break from it. I needed a break from healthcare. I needed a break from medicine. I needed a break from brains, because I didn't know who I was outside of it. I didn't know who I was outside of the injury, and I tied that to my goals and to my aspirations as a way to make sense of what happened. And it's gotten to a point where that's not healthy for me anymore, and that's not what I want. I want a life without it, and I know that will kind of never happen, but right now that's what I need. And I've felt the need to take so much space from it. And I think maybe that's why I'm uncomfortable making this, is because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to relive it. I don't want anything to do with it. Because I don't know since the injury, I haven't been able to just be. There's always been all this baggage and all of these strings attached to absolutely everything that I've done and everything that I've had to do because of it. And I want to get rid of all of that. I want to just be Laura outside of the brain injury. And I don't feel like I've gotten that chance. And I also haven't given myself that chance. But then now I'm here, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck I am. I don't know who I am without this trauma and without this baggage and without that identity. And I really want it to be separate. I really want to take a lot of space from it. So that's why also this year I didn't want to have a big moment acknowledging it, because I wanted to pretend like it didn't happen. And that's still kind of where I am. I don't know who I am. I don't really know what I want. I know what I don't want, and what I don't want is to work in healthcare, public health. One thing that I have figured out this year is how important community is and vulnerability, and I think that I've done a really good job of opening up to both and establishing community and relying on my community, and also being more vulnerable with my community. So I know that I don't want to be isolated, because I isolate myself a lot, and I've worked on that and I've worked through that, and I've been able to like connect with people better in like an authentic way, not in a performative way that I felt like I was doing before. So I've done that, which is great, and I've been able to be more vulnerable. I'm still not super in tune with I don't let myself feel feelings. I'm working on that. So I know that that's important to me. I've learned that creativity is important to me. I've gotten into painting. I started with just like paint by numbers for adults, and then now I'm wanting to create my own new stuff. So that's something I want to do. And also through like cooking and baking, I really like creativity is important. I know that I want, one thing that I think, okay, so I watched the video from last year. I took some notes. And maybe I'll read them. This is already a 20-minute video. That's crazy. I'm so sorry. I have a lot to talk about. But what did I can't even read my own handwriting. This is insane. Oh, one thing that I asked myself last year was, do we find the simple life? Do we find what fulfills us? Do we understand where to go with that, and where is that? Do we get stuck in the hamster wheel? Do we find the simple life? Yes, we do. The big things don't make me happy anymore. The big achievements, the like graduation, like yeah, sure, that made me happy, but it was spending time with people I care about. And the little things of like a little tea, or walking a dog, or like making dinner with my roommate or something, like those are the little moments that fill me and fill my soul so much. Do we find the simple life? Do we find what fulfills us? Sort of, and fulfills us, but like we find the simple life. I love the simple life. That's one thing that I was trying to find in New York. I think I did a decent job, but New York is not simple. It is inherently complicated, and it's a lot harder to slow down and just be in New York. But I was able to find those moments, which is great. So I really prioritize the little happies, and I love the little happies, and I still do. They make me so much better than the big happies. I love just mundane life. I don't need big fancy things. I don't want that. It's overwhelming. It's too much. Just give me little things. Do we find what fulfills us? We find what doesn't fulfill us, which is like big, like career doesn't fulfill me. Being busy doesn't fulfill me. These like high achievements, like yeah, I graduated with Columbia with my degree, and I have 2 academic papers being published under my name. Okay. I don't like it. That doesn't really fulfill me or make me happy. It's like connection and community and being a good friend, being a good person, like connecting with other people and helping other people, and yeah, that's what fulfills me. Do we understand where to go with that? We know where not to go with that. We know what not to do. I don't know exactly what to do. That's where I'm at now, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where is that? I don't fucking know. That's what I'm also trying to figure out. Do we get stuck in the hamster wheel? We're trying not to. I was worried last year that I would just keep going and be like, well, this seems like the right thing to do, so let me do it, even if it didn't feel right. And I'm getting better at like listening to myself and listening to my intuition. Something that I also asked last year was like, do we find someone to date? No. No, we didn't. There's been too much going on, too many other things that I've needed to do to focus on that, and also I've been avoiding it because it is still a big hurdle of mine. I'm still not good at it. It's a struggle, and I'm avoiding it. But I've also, like, I'm not that upset about avoiding it because I've had a lot of other things. I'm still figuring myself out, so I'm not too upset about that. One thing that I did realize that I didn't write in here is I learned this year that I want a family. I always knew I wanted to get married. I've known that since I came out of the fucking womb, but I didn't want kids. And something happened this year that was, like, kind of not great, but I don't want to really go into detail about it, but something happened, and I realized that I want a family. I want to be a mom. Crazy. It's not as crazy to think about now because I've spent months thinking about it, but whenever I had that realization, I was so confused because I never wanted it. I never thought that would be me, but I really want that. I want a family. I want to create my own little community. Yeah, I want kids. And so that's something that's shifted my, like, dating, is like, well, if I want kids, then I should probably be more intentional with dating, and be more aware of the person that I am and the person that I am dating, to see, like, would I want to have a baby with this person? Something I needed to learn. But yeah, that's been a cool thing. Like, a little domestic life actually sounds really nice. Let's see. Let me just read through my notes from the video. It's already like a 25-minute video. I wrote a lot of notes. My reactions. So last year I'm still burnt out. I don't feel much different. That's true. It's just a different type of burnout. I can tell she's trying to have it together, and be wise, but she's not. Talking about me last year, that's so true. I really thought I was like, now I understand. Girl, no. I probably think that now, and I was not giving myself the space or the grace or permission to fall apart. I still don't, but I did have a big crash out the past like week or two. I'm so hard on myself. I put so much pressure on myself, and it's fucking annoying now. Instead of like feeling that pressure, I now get mad at myself for having the pressure. I'm just like, girl, why are we fucking doing this? We don't need to do this. That's what I feel now, instead of the pressure of these things. I look so tired, yeah. Yeah, I spent a year taking care of myself in crisis mode, and now it's time to process and like do some real work and real healing, and that's what I'm doing. It's fucking terrifying, and I kind of hate it. I already talked about community, and I'm still traumatized, yeah. Now it's time to like, this feels like kind of the hardest thing, is that it's time for me to be responsible and to take care of my healing and to take care of my trauma, or else if I just keep running, it's just going to keep getting worse, and I have no structure to like go off of. It's purely me, and that's terrifying, because I've always been responsible for my own healing, but now it's like put up or shut up, because I have the opportunity. I could just continue on, and I don't want to do that. So it's really scary, and it feels very like adult. Not adult. I just have to have the responsibility of taking care of myself. I'm not just going to get better. Clearly, if I was, I wouldn't be here 4 years later. And it's all on me, and that's terrifying. I think this is going to be really hard. It's been really hard so far. It's been a month. I think recovering from the past 4 years emotionally and like healing that trauma is going to be fucking hard. It's already hard. I know it's just going to keep getting hard. And that sucks. Let's see here. I talked about last year about feeling more confident. I do still feel confident in some ways, but I'm also trying not to be anything that I'm not. I'm not necessarily doing fake it till you make it anymore. If I'm not making it, I'm not making it. I hate being in Knoxville as much as I have thought in the past. I have a better relationship with home. Also, I'm not like living in the place that my injury happened. I've really had an appreciation for Tennessee, being away from New York, and the way of living and the people and the culture. Not the bad part of it, obviously, but I really admire some things about here, and I love it. I don't think this is my permanent home, but it's where I need to be right now, and I will always have a place in my heart for Tennessee. I'm less angry at it than I was before, which is great. Yeah, last year was the first time I realized my role in healing, and I was working on being out of control, but now I have done that too, and I've overcorrected. Now I don't want to be in control of anything, and I kind of want just like things to happen and me go with the flow, but then I'm not intentional, and I don't have any agency. I'm just kind of like, okay. And I have struggled, and I still really struggle with like depersonalization, derealization, disassociation, whatever. And that kind of doesn't help, that I'm just like going with the flow because I'm not being present or whatever about it. Also, I've been recovering from this fucking sty for a month now. It's gone down, but I really want it to go away because I'm gonna wear my eye makeup and I can't yet. That was me avoiding. That's fine, we can do that. Apparently in my last video I said I can do anything, and then I wrote I don't have that. Wait. I can do anything, I don't have. I don't know what that said. I'm gonna skip it. It says I can do anything, I don't have that anymore. Oh, but I don't think I can do anything I want, and I don't want to, but I still have that pressure of myself. That's fine. I said I don't want to fight anymore. I still don't. I felt as though I had like paid my dues for adversity and for trauma because of the injury, and I didn't want to have to overcome anything, and that's just not how it works. Clearly, I can feel the weight of that, and I am too tired to fight even now. And I've been really frustrated that I still have to, but I just have to. And I think I've said that as a way to just avoid, because I couldn't handle it, and I still can't handle it, but here we are. My body doesn't know how to relax, talked about that. The mountain to climb is being happy, I guess I said that, and I'm still climbing that mountain. I'm still learning how to be happy. Also, I had a cold sore forever ago, and it just scarred. That's what that is. I'm still climbing the mountain on how to be happy. I'm still figuring that out. A lot hasn't changed since last year. It's a lot of the same stuff, which is kind of sad. What? Okay. Change is slow and small and little. That's true, and I hate it. I wish it was more big and impactful and just kind of like, done, move on. That's not how it works, and I'm still not good with that. I'm on mood stabilizers now. That is true. That's something I need to talk about. I'm on mood stabilizers. It has helped a decent amount. I tried SSRIs. My brain and body did not like that. I like mood stabilizers. I'm on like a whatever one, and it's helped me kind of be more chill. Not chill. It's helped me be less overwhelmed with my emotions, even though I still am. It's just a little bit of a buffer, and that's nice. I do like that. I do like them. They've helped me. They haven't solved anything. I still feel terrible. I still feel the way that I do, but yeah, I feel like I'm in the same place this July. I think I said that the second half of last year was better than the first half. Feel safer being vulnerable now. That is true. I've worked on internal safety and personal safety, and that is true. That's something that I've worked on. I like that. My friends are still great. Yeah, I've talked about my friends. They're still great. They're still incredible. I love the community. I still get to just enjoy them, and it's very fun. I miss them so much. I'm going back next week, and I'm so excited to see everyone. I'm still in my own way, but I'm trying to be more compassionate towards myself. That is true. I overcorrected. I talk about that. Oh, I still love Dad. He's in New York. He's not leaving. That man's never leaving. And he has Nala, because Nala doesn't travel well. Nala has become even sassier and like has even more of an attitude as the years have gone on, and I love it. But she doesn't travel very well. So she's still in New York until I figure out where exactly I'm going to be for a long period of time, and then I'll bring her, but I miss her so much. I miss her so much. I'm so excited to see her. I feel so guilty leaving her. I feel like I'm abandoning her. I feel like a bad person. Especially because, like, Midge is at Dad's house, and, like, she hates Midge, and it's stressing her out, and whatever. But that's what I have to do for her, because she doesn't travel super well. I miss her a lot. I do want to get married. That's still very much true. Oh, here's other things that I wanted to talk about. This is kind of whatever. I'm not gonna like. Let's see. I talked about my post-grad dilemma. I talked about the play. I talked about priorities and community. I talked about being better at vulnerability. I talked about whimsy. I am laughing more this year. That's one thing that I noticed is I wasn't laughing as much, and I think that I am genuinely laughing a lot more this year than I did last year, which is really fun and which is really cool, and I really like, because I love, who doesn't love to laugh? Like, humor is a very big part of me, and it is like a full belly, loud ass fucking laugh, and I love it. Here's some things that okay, so one thing that I wanted to, one thing that I wanted to do was talk about my interests and start tracking that as a way to just kind of see how I've grown as a person throughout the years, and also to talk about something that's not the injury, because I want to avoid that. But one thing that I am sad about is that I generally just kind of lost my passion. I've lost my, like, zest for life or whatever. I'm not passionate about anything. I don't have any ambitions. The only thing that I care about is getting better and healing and feeling better. But I don't really have anything else, and that really sucks, because I feel like I've always been someone who feels very strongly about things, and I'm just really tired and burnt out that I kind of don't. And one thing that I really want to get back is my passion. And my, like, I don't know, zest or whatever you want to call it. And I guess I'll ask it now. Like, future me question. Are we passionate again? Have we healed enough to plug back in? Have we healed enough to care? Have we healed enough to like find what we want outside of the injury? Have we like started on that path? Like, do we have passions and interests and whatever? Have we plugged back in and stopped just disassociating and whatever? Yeah, passion. I really want to be passionate again. I'm just not. Yeah, okay. So I want to talk about two other things. Over the past 2 years, I've seen 16 Broadway shows, and that is incredible. I love that. That's my favorite part about being in New York. It's my dream. I also joined a skee-ball league, and that was very interesting and a very fun little side quest that I did. I love a side quest. I truly love a side quest, and I love that. Okay, so I want to talk about my general interests, or things that I have this year. First off is, ever since that video, I remember coming back from the cruise because my fucking gel manicure came off on the cruise, and I was so mad because I spent money on it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like go to someone and get my nails done for real. So I did. I found this woman who is a artist who just started doing nails. Her name is Stella. I love her so much, and I've been getting my nails done every single month by Stella, and she does incredible work. I love her. This is not by Stella. I cheated on her with someone in New York, but I get my nails done every month. Like, this is what I need to do to feel like a real person. I get my nails done every single month. I love it. This is my real natural nail. They're a little shorter than they normally are, but I have had my nails done every single month for a year, and I love it, and I hope I can afford to keep it up. But that's crazy coming from me who used to bite her nails. I used to bite my nails all the fucking time, and now I'm such a nail girly. My nails are done constantly. My toes are starting to be done constantly. I was just talking to Lauren about this. I'm becoming inherently girlier as I like heal and I get older. I am becoming girlier by the moment, and I kind of love it. I'm in like a little matching pajama set. Like, my toenails are like a French tip. I got pink nails. Oh, I love it so much. But that's been a fun thing to do, is get my nails done every month. I want to talk about, what are my other interests right now? I don't need that anymore. I watched the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show. Loved it. Could never be me, but loved it. We've been listening to a lot of Midwest emo. Red Flag, yes. I've been going to the pool. I haven't been going on hikes. I've wanted to, but I just haven't. Actually, I haven't wanted to. I just wanted to go to the pool. I also have been watching a lot more Twitch streams the past couple months, especially watching people play Blueprints. That game is so fun, so cool. I watch Twitch streams of unless it's like a Fortnite kind of thing, then I don't care. But I've been watching like playthroughs and stuff, and that's been really fun. I like clothes and I like shopping. What else? What are like new things that I've gotten into this year? Other than painting and my nails, and I've gotten into listening to jazz music in the morning. I find it very calming and very like a good way to start the day. I love that. Got really into harissa for a while, the like sauce. Yeah, I don't know. I have a Labubu. Oh, let me get this, girl. Hold on, I have two, actually. Pause. I know this has been like a fucking 40-minute video. Okay. I'm gonna show 3 things and then I guess I'll wrap it up. But I got really into Labubus. And I found a reseller on eBay. And this is Soy Milk. She's very cute. This is my, let me show you what's in my bag. I'm not gonna do that. But I have this Bagu that I got from Urban Outfitters, let's say it together, that I've been carrying around everywhere. She's fucking dirty. She's the best bag though. And I put soy milk on her. So this is what I look like when I walk around with my bag. And then I got the new Vibe one, whatever that line is called. And I was kind of mad because I was really excited. I was like, I want any of them. And I was like, whatever that one I pick is going to be the vibe for the summer. It's going to be like what's going to happen. I got it a couple months ago. And like, they were so colorful. There was green and pink and red. And oh, I was so excited. And then, because the universe loves to laugh at me, I got the rare 1 in 72 Labubu. First of all, great. I wanted a colorful one, but that's okay. And this is the vibe was unknown and gay. And I haven't really known. I've had a little resentment towards her because I wanted to know what my future hold. And I gave me this, but it's attached to my like workout. We go work out together. But yeah, I have Labubus, and they're real Labubus, and I'm very proud of it. I don't want any more though. I'm fine with just those 2. The last thing that I want to show you is I have been really struggling while being here. I've struggled a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't think I'd struggle at all, which is naive. And I've been having a really hard time. I wish I was doing better, but I'm not. So I'm just here being honest about it. And it sucks because I felt like last year I also just talked about how sad I was and how much I was struggling. And now I'm talking about how much I'm struggling. But that's, I guess, what we're doing right now. But I think that back to that first video and how like appreciative I was, and that's something that I've had a lot of like regret with, is not being able to appreciate being healthy. I feel bad for that. It's just a lot of resentment and a lot of anger and a lot of grief for all of the other stuff. But I've been struggling, and I was calling Dad, I was telling him I was crying all the time and like whatever. And he said, I sent an Amazon package to your house, let me know whenever it gets there. And so he called, and I came, and I got it, and he said, it is a AI machine from the 70s that will help you like with your little decisions throughout your day, just like a really good aid. This is what he gave me. He sent me a magic 8-ball, which is so sweet. And he said for any little decision I make, what to eat, what to wear, when it feels like too much for me to take on, that's the 8-ball. And I've been using her a little bit, not too much, because I've just been avoiding making any decisions, period. But it's very sweet. It's a very sweet and thoughtful gift. And it's just a reminder of how much I love my dad and how incredible of a father he is. And I remember, I finished my thesis, and that felt like a big weight was lifted off my shoulder of like, oh my god, I can move on from this period of my life. And it was so empowering to be able to close that chapter and to be like, oh, this is done. Like, I can move on to the next thing. And that's what graduation felt like. It felt like closing the chapter of my injury. And I was so grateful for that feeling, and I still think it's true. But in the acknowledgements, I do want to read what I wrote. This is a 45-minute fucking video. That's crazy. I said I didn't know what to say, and here I am fucking rambling. So this is what I wrote in the acknowledgements of my thesis, which was, I put it off, I procrastinated, I didn't want to do it, and then I finally did it, and I'm really proud of what I did. But my acknowledgements is like, I'd like to acknowledge my thesis advisor, who's a very sweet woman, who is very kind. I'm so glad. I couldn't have done it without her. I'm so grateful for her. And then it was, I would also like to thank the support team I had while recovering from my mild traumatic brain injury from July 2021 to August 2023. And then I list Uncle Bubble, Ryan, Chelsea, Olowinski. Then I say my grandparents, Everett and Patricia Johnson, and most importantly, my dad, Mark Phillips. Without you, I would still be in the dark room. Thank you for returning me to a light-filled world. And then I said, finally, I would like to thank the physician who inspired this thesis. You helped me identify a great need in the field, and I hope you have grown from your failures. This thesis was created by a patient for future patients. May my experience never be repeated. And it makes me emotional reading that. Because it's true. Without all those people, I wouldn't be better. And without my dad, I especially would not be better. Even now. And this is like Magic 8 Ball is just like a constant, he is a constant reminder of that support. And this is just one of many examples. It's very sweet. But, yeah, that's the end of this year's video. Sorry it was so long. There's a lot of me complaining about me struggling and where I'm at, but that's what's happening. I'm letting myself crash out. And I really am not excited, but I just really hope that I can find an identity outside of this injury and a life outside of it, and I can work through all of that shit. I know, well, I still don't know that it'll take longer than a weekend in the pool, but I really want to be serious about taking care of myself because I need it. So yeah, I'm very grateful to be able to take this break and to take this time, and as much as I'm struggling, I hope that there's still a way through, and that me doing this work now will help me be able to like have my little house, or my little like sunlit house or apartment with a partner and kids and a job or career that I care and it's like enough about, and be able to be creative and paint. And I think that all of that is on the other side of this struggle and this pain. And I want to be able to get that. I want to be able to enjoy that. And so I gotta do the work now as best as I can without continuing to be burnt out. So anyway, thank you for watching this very long update video. Again, I wanna ask future self, I already asked it, but like, do we get our passion back? Do we have a better grip on ourselves? That's all I really want. That's all I really want to ask. So, okay. I will see you next year.